Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. We have an unboxing from SpeedCubeShop. I'm actually really excited about this one. This package is really light. I know what's in here. I actually think this was sitting at my house for a couple days because I've been at school, but this is the new GAN 354. There's actually nothing on here that says 354. Is there? Well, okay, at the very bottom, but nothing on the packaging. This is the version 2. So I've got the version 1 right here. And I'm going to go through the differences and talk about different things about it. Ooh, we've got a bag in here. That's nice. I think the other ones haven't not been coming with bags. And I really enjoy having these bags. Keep a little bit nicer. I like to keep my puzzles in my backpack, which they end up getting dirty with just pencil shavings or anything, the dust that's in the bag. But okay, so there's nothing else. There's no extra springs, no extra magnets. So it's a little more bare bones of a puzzle. So let's hope that the bare bones version is one that works well. So first thing, it does have that matte plastic. I'm not going to go through my rant again about the matte plastic. So this is slick. It'll grip up after a few thousand solves. It feels a little bit grippier though, just because of the size. Like I'm not trying to hold on to it. So it's not as bad as other ones have been. As far as magnets, we have the same type of magnets, those yellow ones. I have a lot of lubrication in this so that my old one is slowed down a bit. It seems clickier, but I don't know. And it does seem stronger, but I don't know maybe if it just feels stronger because of the lighter weight of it. Let's be certain with it. Let's find out. So there is lubrication in here, a lot more. So that might add a little bit of the weight. We have 81 point, is that 1 or 7? I think 81.1. 76.5. So it's actually about 5 grams lighter. Tensions actually seem pretty nice. So it's different for every puzzle, but right now, what tensions that I like is usually where you can just barely see the bottom edge of the stalk of the corner. As you can see here, you can just barely see that bottom edge there. And let's take that center cap off. So we have purple springs. Now I don't know if the elasticity is slightly different on one or the other, but it's also the numerical IPG. When the X came out with the numerical IPG and there were 3 settings, none of them were tight enough. The XS has its own setting. So there's 2 here. We've got 0.6 and 0.8. That has to do with how far the center is from the core. So 0.6 is actually quite nice for me. 0.8 stretches out a bit more. I can already see that's going to be a bit too flexible for me. So let's go back to 0.6. So there's not really different magnet settings for this. We have 2 tension settings, but I'm actually okay with 0.6. Yeah, this one's about that same tightness with it. So not too much different setup that we can do. It has that matte plastic. I am going to do, I think, a few solves. I'm just going to get my time. I'm just going to do some hand scrambles here. Let's bring the camera a little more out. Or maybe I can just lean over here. I'll be away from the mic a bit, but I think that'll be okay. Sorry if I'm away from the mic, but that way I can show this without having to turn too much or, do anything too crazy. But yeah, I'm actually not having too much trouble gripping this right now. It has a nice, almost soft feel to it. And I'll be excited to see how this tightens up. I wish I could tighten it a little bit more. But we'll see. Usually I like to tighten it a little bit more at the beginning too, because it does seem to get a little more flexible as you use it. But that might be different since these tensions are sort of locked in. We'll see as we go along. Both the red and orange have good crosses, or at least good setup for that. Okay, definitely orange. And then do my first pair as blue. Anyways, I'm taking too long with that. Oh, there we go. Lost track of what I was doing. Okay, so no setup. It's a little bit light and fast. I think it doesn't need to be slowed down too much, but getting it a nicer, softer feel would be good. So I'm going to do 1 or 2 more solves and do a little bit of setup and do a couple more solves. But when the 354 originally came out, I really liked it. I liked that smaller, well, okay, let me reword that. I liked the smaller size. It felt not what I was expecting. I might have said it didn't feel like a GAN puzzle, but it was just not what I was expecting it to be. Okay, this might not be the best way of doing this, but oh, yeah, I'm losing control of this. I need to slow this down. First, I want to use candy cane. Candy cane is my favorite lubricant that SpeedCubeShop uses. It's a little bit gummy. I don't think it's as gummy as Nebula, but it will slow it down a bit. And then it has just the most fantastic scent. And, I mean, the scent doesn't last forever, but I've used it a couple times in my office where I, add a couple drops per cube and start solving it. And people walk into the office wondering, if there's a new air freshener that was used or a candle that's burning, because it ends up really being quite strong. So I like that. Could definitely use a bit more setup than just this. What's nice with this too is I don't think you need to do any lubrication to the springs or anything. It's not really going to affect anything. You know, I could try putting some lubricant between the centerpiece and the stock, but I don't think it's necessary. And actually, let me check this. Is it the plastic core? I didn't really see. Or the nylon core. I believe it is. Yep, that is the nylon core. So that's what's adding or taking away the weight. Well, that's really nice. Oh my god, I got another pair there. I wish I had this as an actual scramble. Oh my god. I got a little lost at the end, and then I had an okay solve, and then I just DNF'd myself. Okay, let's do one more. But I'm definitely going to be using this more often. I go back, I started with things like the Oolong, which were heavy. I mean, it was normal for the time, but it's really heavy now. They're 90 to even 100 grams. I think the Oolong GT was over 100 grams. And now these are 70 grams, or even I think some puzzles are 60 grams. So they're almost half the weight at this point. And so I used to not really like super light puzzles, but it's grown on me because after solving a lot, it's not too... it was never too strenuous anyways, but it definitely feels quite nice, and you can just keep on solving. Oh, corner twist. Ooh. Okay. On the tightest settings, you can get a corner twist. I mean, I usually have even tighter settings than this, so maybe it's just getting used to it. But let's do one more, just to make up for that corner twist that just happened. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be using this a lot more. I need to do some more setup to it. I want to make it a little bit gummier and smoother. It's pretty well set up right out of the box, and it definitely, this didn't feel so much like the X or whatever, or the SM. I think it came out before the X did, so it didn't really feel too much like the SM. This does feel quite a bit like the XS. I would say like that, just with sort of an out-of-the-box good setup. But I'm going to do a little bit more to it and see what we can do. And if you can hear that sound that's coming out, my wife just got home, so I'm going to go see her because I've been gone all week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.